Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name is Memory Bartlett and I am back with the Fountain Valley Chamber of Commerce, bringing you some updates on many of the topics we have previously covered on this channel. Stuff is evolving every minute when it comes to the federal funding programs that are available to small businesses, and much has changed or been updated in ways that are very important to the whole process of applying for these types of loans. So today we are going to be bringing you updates on PPP, EIDL, tax credits, and more. If this is somewhat of an advanced video, so if you don't know what any of those things are, please make sure to go back and watch our previously recorded videos to learn about each one of those programs, what they entail, what they offer, and how you can go about getting them. Okay, this video is meant to update you if you already have watched those videos and know what those things are. First, we're going to talk about the PPP loans. They are wildly popular, and of most importance, I believe they are probably the best program out there right now, and it's the payroll protection plan. Okay, I'm not going to go into it detail like I said. Now, the PPP loans are covered. They're covered period, meaning the period of time that you can use that money for is February 15th, 2020 to June 30th, 2020. You're going to get money for an 8-week period of time within that time frame. So, small businesses, meaning businesses with less than 50 employees, can begin applying for loans starting last Friday, April 3rd. If you're an independent contractor, sole proprietor, you can start applying tomorrow. Hopefully you watched my video on that and you're getting all your documentation together. You're going to go and take your wages, pre-tax, plus your health insurance and your employee retirement match benefits, multiply by, or divide by 12, multiply 2.5, and you will come up with your loan amount. Again, you are going to need documentation to back up your claims, but what I really wanted to bring you today is some information about that. Many of you know it was rolled out super fast, and there was some miscommunications between the SBA, the Treasurer's Office, and the banks themselves. Some banks have said now that they will only administer loans up to a certain amount. Okay, so once they reach that threshold, they are signing off. Other banks are saying you must have a current account with us, whether it's a personal account sometimes or a business account. Different banks say different things, but many of them will only process loans for their current customers. Okay. I spoke with Harley Ruda this afternoon, our congressman who joined our Government Affairs Committee, and he was telling us that they are trying to get some stuff passed that will make banks more eager to process these loans and more available to the masses. As of today, approximately $59 billion has been applied for in the PPP program. There is $350 billion out of the CARES Act set aside for this. So if it keeps going at this rate, if the applications keep coming in at the same rate, that means they'll run out of that funding by the end of the month. Donald Trump, our president, has said that he wants to put another $250 billion into that program. And I do know that today in the Senate, it ran into some issues. They want to add some stuff. And I know that the House is talking about making sure that the smaller community banks process these loans to get it out to some of the underbanked and underserved. So if you've applied, great, wonderful. If you haven't applied, get on it. If you've been turned down by a bank for any of the reasons I mentioned, stay tuned because things may change. Stay diligent. Next, we are going to go over the EIDL loans, the Economic Injury Disaster Loans. These were meant to be processed through the SBA and as small business loans. It's a low interest rate, but it's a loan. None of this is forgivable, okay? Somewhere along the lines, somebody put it out there that they were giving a $10,000 advance that would turn into a forgivable grant. And it doesn't say that anywhere on the SBA website. If you go look on the SBA website, you won't find anything mentioning that. We did some research and we did find out that it's a Massachusetts district office put out a memo that said, because this came out of the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, that they were adding to it as part of the CARES Act, I think. But yes, they were offering up to a $10,000 grant, which was going to come in the form of $1,000 per employee, up to $10,000. Okay? Now again, that would be a grant that would be thus forgivable, and you can apply for that through the EIDL loan program. Now, if you apply for it and you get the grant, wonderful, things are great. If you apply for it and you don't get the grant, but you get the low interest rate loan, I just want you to know that you are not obligated at that point to take the loan. So there's really nothing to hurt by applying for the grant and seeing if you can get that. This is not quite as popular as the PPP program, so I think they're trying to step it up a little bit, and thus it is evolving rapidly, especially now with this $1,000 per employee grant that is supposed to be able to get to you really pretty fast. But you might want to stay up to date on that. Watch for updates coming in terms of the EIDL $10,000 advance grant. Okay? Next, I would like to mention are tax credits that have been included in actually both of the acts. And I think that these are one of the most underrated programs out there because they can provide a lot of money, free money. And you want to make sure that you are taking advantage of them, even if you've applied for the PPP, even if you've applied for the EIDL, okay? The employee retention credit that came out of the CARES Act, again, we have videos that go in depth on all of these. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to watch the videos and come back. The employee retention credit is for the covered period of March 13th, 2020 to December 31st, 2020. That's a long time. And you can claim up to 50% of your employee wages paid during that time, up to $5,000 max claim per employee. Let's say you have 8 employees. If between March 13th and December 31st, you're paying them, you can claim up to $5,000 per employee, right? That's $40,000. $40,000 free. Free. And you don't have to apply for a loan, and you don't have to be accepted, and you don't have to do all this. Now, the way that this works really is best for somebody who has kind of a nest egg to begin with, because you're not going to receive this money right away. You're not going to receive it probably in the next 6 months. But you still will receive it, and it's still a good chunk of money. $40,000 is a good chunk of money, right? So, on top of that, you also have your paid sick leave that came out of the Families First Coronavirus Response Act and your paid family leave that came out of that. Now, not only are those tax credits, but they're obligations. You must offer this to your employees. So if you've had employees who are out sick or couldn't come in because of a self-isolation, health order, they get up to 10 days paid sick time. But you get to claim $511 a day for that. Now, same with the paid family leave. Okay, that's a max of $200 a day, 50 days. My biggest point to you right now is that you must file the Form 7200 with the IRS to claim this money. It's not just going to magically appear. It's not just going to magically come off your payroll taxes. You have to file this form. Many people do their payroll taxes quarterly. So if you do, you are going to file this probably 4 times for each of the quarters of 2020, right? If you have had employees working recently, right? March just ended. So you're ready to do your payroll taxes. File the 7200 now and claim the 13th through the 31st, whatever you paid your employees, 50% of that can come in the payroll tax credit. It is going to come off your payroll taxes. However, if it is above and beyond what you owe, they are going to send you a refund check. So that is money in your pocket. Don't forget, use the IRS form 7200. Finally, I just want to give you a few updates on some local opportunities that I've come across. First is Governor Newsom announced last week that he was putting $50 million aside for small business loans to the underbanked and underserved, people who couldn't, for some reason or another, access it through the CARES stimulus package or the Family's First EIDL Loans. So if you fall into one of those categories, go visit www.gobiz.ca and they will link you up to the governor's program for that on a state level. Also, if you are a member of the Fountain Valley Chamber, you received the e-blast today announcing that Facebook Business has their grants available now. And they have put $100 million in grants and ad credits for small businesses who have been affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. You can apply directly on the Facebook Business website. Again, if you're a member, you received it in your e-blast today and you can just click on the link and it'll take you right there. But something you should definitely take advantage of. Even the ad credits are good, right? Finally, I want to announce something that is incredible in my opinion. It just proves what a wonderful place Fountain Valley is. And that is that the City of Fountain Valley has started an employee retention grant. So if you own your business in Fountain Valley and you've been operational for 6 months, you can apply to have 75% of your payroll taken care of through this grant. You need to have less than 10 employees and they need to be paid in the low to moderate income brackets. And like I said, you needed to have been in business for 6 months. But there's not that many stipulations. I can think of many of my chamber members who fall in that category. I'm going to be sending out the applications and the frequently asked questions about this in the e-blast tomorrow, so keep a lookout for it. But they are starting to accept applications on Monday. So you have this weekend to fill it out and get stuff together and then turn it in on Monday. Since this is a very local program, our own city, the process isn't going to be as cumbersome as dealing with the federal government, and it's my anticipation that you would receive the funds much faster than you would through the federal programs. So it's something you definitely want to keep an eye out for. Also, even if you have already applied for the PPP, the EIDL, the tax credits, whatever, it says that you are still able to apply for the city small business employee retention grant. So that's great news. I would like to thank you for watching this video. I hope I brought you some valuable information and that you are able to take that and keep your business up and operational through this difficult time. I also want to quickly thank our Chamber corporate sponsors and members for making these videos possible. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and visit us if you need more answers. Bye.